Hello everyone, this is the killer inside the house. Grover Cleveland here, with a message for my unsuspecting victims. You can follow Ryan O'Connor at Wrangleshank on Instagram and Twitter. The link is in the description. And remember, you can run, but you can't hide. Ah!
It's time for Ink the Book Show with your host, Ryan O'Connor. And now, let's ink the book.
What's going to happen? Well, we've got some kind of angle. So if you've been watching the show, you know that my the two Logitech cameras that I bought, the little thing that connects them to the mount, broke right away on both of them, infuriatingly. One in the process of being returned. The second one I didn't use yesterday. I used my phone, and it was a disaster show, at least in the beginning, mostly in the beginning, and it was a weird show all throughout. But and then now I've got the second Logitech camera pointed at me right now, but it's held on with rubber bands, but as such I cannot turn it certain ways, so we'll see how this effing works out. But yeah, we're winging it. We're trying to make it happen until I return this one. Amazon was giving me a little trouble with returning this second one, probably because it's in such quick succession of the other return. I don't know, but in any case, it'll let me return it. I know that, but we're just, but that's why this one is still not replaced. Yeah, but I've got a plan. I might get another one of the same one. Maybe I'll get something different. I don't know. We'll see. Let's get onto the art, because this is going to be the trickiest part of the whole production here. Getting it onto the art. Oh, look at that. And then now let me make this a little more reinforced. This is held together with like paper clips and rubber bands. I'm totally MacGyvering it. Stupid camera. Stupid life. Okay, here's my sketchbook. Just random drawings, random doodles. Here's what I colored today. I'll show you what I colored today. Actually, I inked and colored this today. I think I sketched it last night. It's some kind of alligator guy. It's all shiny. That got posted to my Instagram and Twitter this morning. Yeah, and like the good president at the start of the show said, you can find the links to the Instagram and Twitter in the description. At least on the YouTube video right now. Twitch after the fact. Here's the one I did, I think the day before, yesterday. Scaredy cat lion. The mouse. Look, he's waving. He's so happy. What else is in here? There's not a ton of drawing. This is a newer sketchbook. Let's take a look real quick. Some goofy sketches. I kind of like this this little skull guy. He's supposed to be straightening his tie, but I kind of gave up on that drawing. Here's some lizard and frogs. Like a crow or something. Some crows. Bad drawings. I've been having a hard time getting stuff thrown down lately. Here's like a bodybuilder that I just Googled, and then I just drew a cartoony version of him. Snake with mouse. There's some little doodles for something. Bad drawings that are ruined. Oh wait, that means the drawings are on this side of the page this time. There's a bear with his cave. It says cave, sweet cave. And then this is called the Nefarious Mr. Nice Guy. That's what I titled that drawing. And then here's a character of mine named what is her name? Polyfrog. And then an ape leaping over a surface. Here's a penguin ice skating. Look, a little doodle of a tiki mask or something. And here's the first drawing in the whole sketchbook. Is a dinosaur wearing a cowboy hat. That is my favorite drawing in this whole sketchbook so far. Okay, now today, here's the main event. I'm working on my graphic novel, as I do every day. It's my first graphic novel called Bonehead, which I have inked, I should say, entirely on YouTube. And I do these broadcasts every day to YouTube and to Twitch. And yeah, that's what we're doing. This is page 134 or more. We're going to about page 250. That's about how many pages are going to be in this book. Let's see. Wonk. Okay. So this is the King of Planet Montana. Here's our titular character Bonehead. There he is with this little alien guy named Billy TV. And here's the antagonist, Denton Crux, and his little devil guard guys behind him. Okay. So I was looking at so I'm kind of working on batches of 10 pages at a time, which is to say I have the stack of remaining pages sitting on a desk outside my room here, and then when I get through a batch of 10 pages, I put those aside on a shelf in like to the right of my desk here. And on the left of my desk, I don't know, I have the 10 pages that I'm currently working on. And so and then I just get through that, and I just kind of take satisfaction in knowing that I got through another 10 pages. That's what I've been doing for a while now. But yesterday I took a peek at the next batch of 10 pages, and it gets kind of spoilery. There's some big events happening in the next 10 pages after I finish this one. Let's see. I'm on page 134, but when does this batch end? Let's take a look. 141. Yeah, 141 is the last page in this batch. And then between 142 and 151, there's some big stuff going on. So we've got some cool pages coming up. Oh man, my roommates, they just left the house. They're getting on a plane tonight to Israel. They're going there for a wedding. So I'm going to be all alone for a week. And I was trying to get my nieces and nephews over here one of these days, but two of them that wanted to come over here, they won't. They're out in Florida. So that plan kind of fell through. Because they're not getting back till like after the weekend, and after the weekend I'm not going to be able to make it happen, I don't think, but we'll see. So I'm alone. I keep telling my roommates, I'm like, hey, bring me back some of that water from the Jordan River. And they're like, oh, we're not gonna be anywhere near there. We're not gonna be near the Jordan. They keep telling me they're gonna be at the Dead Sea. I'm like, the Jordan River connects to the top of the Dead Sea. And and just above that is the site of Jesus's baptism. And these guys, they're not Christians. My roommate Lindsay, she's Jewish, and she's the fiance of my best friend Tyler, who's I don't know, agnostic, atheist. All I know is I don't think they're putting any effort into my request. Bad friends. Pagans. Rip-offs. Rip-off artists. I'm like, dude. You're right there. If I was going to Israel, I would make it happen. unless I was going to get my like head blown off or something. But that would be my main agenda. More so than the wedding. Whatever wedding they're going to. Yeah, it's my so Lindsay, my roommate, it's her best friend who I've never met in 6 years because she lives in another state. It's her wedding. Chris, I don't even remember her name, and she was just telling me. I want to say Christina, but I don't think that's right. What else? So I've been reading Flatland, which is this tiny book that I got in a math class at art school. The teacher, she used to, her whole curriculum was trying to bridge the gap between math and art since she was teaching math at an art school. And dude, easiest math class I ever took, and guess what? I failed it the first time and had to retake it. It is, I swear, I am the worst student ever. I'm not dumb, but I'm just, well, maybe I'm dumb, but it's like first of all, multiple choice. I have the most terrible habit of picking, like if I don't know the answer, I will pick the wrong answer every time. You know what I mean? Oh man. There we go. Just trying to get it to focus. Also, my attention wanders. It is hard for me to focus on, like, I wonder if I have some kind of ADD. Not ADD, I don't know. Maybe a little bit, I don't know. Maybe something. It's like when I don't know, my mind wanders. I'll never get it diagnosed, I don't think, but my mind wanders. Here's the king of planet Montana. Speaking of being a terrible student, guess what? I enrolled into a Harvard course this morning on a whim. For free. Did you know you can enroll? I know it's April Fool's Day, but I'm not joking. Everyone thinks I'm joking because I've been telling everybody today. Did you know you can enroll in all kinds of Harvard courses for free? Now, you don't take the graded assignments, and I think you don't take the graded exams unless you like upgrade and pay it like the $180 fee or whatever, $200 or whatever for the certificate version, but you can take all the courses and review the reading and everything and get yourself a bit of a Harvard education. Now, this morning I did also, I should say, so I'm taking a justice course, which I find very interesting. Now, this particular justice course, I watched the first 5 of these on YouTube a couple years ago when I first heard about this. It's called Harvard X or something. Yeah, free online courses. I have something pulled up here. Harvard online courses. Browse over 100 online courses from Harvard for free and enroll today. And literally, I think you just give your name, your email address, and like make a username. And I'm in a justice course now. I don't know. It's no big deal. But now these, so looking at the syllabus, it's 24, 25 lectures. And you can do it at your own pace. And, but it says it goes from today till, and I think it's going to be whatever day you enroll. Today till, the one I did was till October something. So I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe it expires. Your enrollment expires in October. There was one that expired at the end of the month. Same course, I believe. But anyway, I did the one that gave me a longer time. But these, so I've seen the first 5 lectures on YouTube. When I first heard about it, I went looking for something on the justice course, and then I found these 5 lectures on YouTube, and it's the same ones that I watched today. I mean, I only watched the first 2 today, but the first 5 are on YouTube, and I suspect that they have like a preview on YouTube for other ones as well. But there were a lot of like courses on historical writings, like there's something on Jewish writings and the Jewish scriptures or whatever, and then there were ones on Christian scriptures and other religious scriptures, which would be cool. There's like stuff on, I don't know, computer design or something. I forget. But there's a lot. You just take it for free at your own leisure. This morning I did, this was like the first thing I did this morning, just about. I did the first, I watched the first lecture, which was about 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes maybe. And then I did like, it was a 3-question, a 3-question quiz. And I only got one of the questions right. Or one of the answers right, rather. And then, because I'm a dummy. But it's not graded. All the graded material is only for the paid version, I guess. But I'm still like getting all this. all this information. And then I read the assigned reading, and then I did the second lecture, and that was cool. So I might even do more of that tonight. Okay. What else? Made myself eggs and toast this morning. No bacon because it's Friday during Lent. Doing a lot of religion talk this morning. Well, screw you. I get to. Oh yeah, and nobody believes I think I said this already. Nobody believes the Harvard course thing today. I've been telling everybody, and everybody's like, "Yeah, I looked at the calendar. Nice one." I'm like, no, you idiot. I'm gonna get a Harvard education for free. I know it's April Fool's, but you're stupid for not believing me. You're the fool. No, like, I'm not clicking that link. Shut up. What else? Oh, I saw a new Homestar Runner cartoon today. You know, it's funny. So back in the day, in the days of Flash, which is obsolete now, HomestarRunner.com. If you haven't seen it, go dig in. Cartoons. This set of characters. I was just in love with it in the early aughts. It was like what I was looking for ever since I found the internet when I was like 13, because we got our first family computer kind of late. It was like 2000. It was about 2002. We got our first family computer. Maybe that's not so late, but it felt late. But I remember opening up a little Word document, and I would type on it, and I thought the whole wide world could see what I was typing into it, because I didn't understand what the internet was. And I thought I was being entertaining, but I was really just being stupid. I think there were a lot of Tom Green references in it. You know, because it was 2002. What was I talking about? I don't remember. Computer. That. If I remember. Great. If I don't. Oh well. The hell was I talking about? I don't know. My dim, weak brain can't remember, but I don't really care all that much either. I was going somewhere by bringing up the internet or something. Oh, I was talking about Homestar Runner. Dang it. Okay. Yeah. So when I first discovered the internet, I was like, there's got to be like cartoons on it. For some reason, I was sure there had to be like, well, I would see like one-off cartoons, right? But I was like, there's got to be like a series, like an online cartoon series somewhere, and I could never find anything. Like my uncle was like, "Oh, Joe Cartoon. Joe Cartoon is hilarious. You're gonna love Joe Cartoon." And I checked it out, and it was not. It was like crap. Whatever that was, I don't even remember. It was just crap. And then I discovered maybe 2004, 2005, Homestar Runner. I think it was 2000. Yeah, probably 2004. I discovered Homestar Runner, and it was just what I was looking for. Its sense of humor is so, like, its voice is so its own. It kind of reminds me of like Futurama or something. Like it's so honed into its own sense of humor. Like they've got their shtick down, and I don't know why I'm comparing it to Futurama, but it's so good. It's the brothers, the Chapman brothers, Matt and some other guy. Matt and Mike, is it? No, I can't remember. And then Missy. Anyway, these two brothers, they animate it and they do all the voices and everything. And it was all Flash. And back in the day, because it was Flash, if there were things you like little Easter eggs, and it wasn't all obvious about it. It was very subtle most of the time. It's like I didn't even know about it for a long time, but you know, by like 2006, I realized that most of the cartoons had like little hidden things that you could, like, if you just tried clicking stuff throughout the cartoon, every once in a while you would find something that would like bring up like little extra Easter egg stuff. Or if you clicked stuff at the end, like a little additional scene would pop up. But only if you clicked only if you found the secret, right? Which is what was great about Flash, the interactivity that you could do with it. And there should be an equivalent, a modern equivalent, but whatever. So they kind of disappeared for a while with the death of Flash, and they were working at Disney and doing other stuff. Matt Chapman actually worked on one of my favorite shows, Gravity Falls. I believe he did the voice of Mermando and some other voices, but he also wrote for the show. Oh, he actually does I'm pretty sure he does like a luchador wrestler like Strong Bad. So if you don't know Homestar Runner or the character Strong Bad, I don't know. Those are the main characters, but there's the King of Town, the Poop Smith, there's Marzipan, there's Strong Bad's brothers, Strong Mad and Strong Sad. Then there's Coach Z. And these are all meaningless if you're not just checking it out. The Cheat. I used to have, I have a Cheat sweatshirt somewhere, and I have a Cheat messenger bag, like buried in my closet. And I loved the Cheat. Anyway, oh man, if you don't know what Homestar Runner is, just go check out homestarrunner.com and just dive deep. There's some great cartoons. You want to look for the Strong Bad emails, the SB mails. That's the golden ticket. But there's other cartoons on there too. But Strong Bad, he's this like little wrestle man. He wears a little wrestling mask, and he's got boxing gloves on, and he types with his boxing gloves. But he answers emails, and it starts with somebody, like, people would actually send questions to him, and I think they would just pick a random question, like, I don't know what it might be, but like, hey, Strong Bad, I'd like to see you make a crazy cartoon. And he would talk about like what a crazy cartoon idea would be. Like that is one of my favorite ones. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but there'd be this guy named Crazy Steve. No, hey Steve. Hey, Steve. I don't remember, man. It's been a while, but all I know is Homestar Runner. So great. Crazy Cartoon was one. What was the one with Trogdor the Burninator? Dragon. That one's called Dragon. You gotta check out Trogdor the Burninator. I used to have, okay, if you do know your stuff about Homestar Runner, I used to have a t-shirt with Sonora card gauge on it that said, no problemo. If you don't know, just don't worry about it. It's okay. You'll be okay. But anyway, yeah, they had all these like interactive Easter eggs, and now they've kind of started making cartoons again, here and there, very infrequently. But over the past few years, they've been making new cartoons, and I guess they just put out a new one today called Parents or something like that, and where they're all giving parenting advice, or they're doing the thing where they're like, where Coach Z has, I almost said Coach Steve from Big Mouth. Coach Z, who is a really funny, depressing character, but he gives everybody in town, you know, like the bag of flour thing, or the egg thing. Like, you got to take care of the egg or the bag of flour and not let it get hurt. He gives everybody in town a bag of like yogurt to take care of, and the king of town eats his yogurt right away. And oh, you know who I didn't see in that one? It was Bubs. I always liked Bubs. Pom Pom. Hey, Pub Pub. I'm not gonna do good impressions right now. Okay, guys, folks. It's not about that right now. And then they're all trying to take care of. They're all like being negligent parents to their bags of yogurt. It's pretty good. But in the new ones, the latest ones, they still do the bonus like Easter egg scenes, but because you can't click, they don't. There's no like interactive equivalent thing anymore where they can just do that. They just they still make the bonus scenes, but they just tack them all on at the end of the cartoon. Homestar Runner. HomeStarWater.com. No, wait. No, it's HomeStarWater.net. It's .com. Email. Characters. They used to come out with new menus for the website all the time. And like you'd hover over like a different like the different items on the menu on the homepage of the website, and then Homestar would read it out loud as you like hovered over different things. Character, email, whatever. I don't know, man. I'm just thinking about this. I didn't even go to the site. I just clicked. I just follow Strong Bad on Twitter and saw a link to the new cartoon. I'm just thinking about the site. The good old days. When I didn't need Twitter to find out about a new Homestar Runner cartoon. Because they updated it every week. Who's the guy that moves to the beat? The cheat. The cheat. Who's the guy from 21 Jump Street? Not the cheat. Not the cheat. The cheat. The cheat. The cheat was like this little yellow animal. Like he wouldn't talk, but he would kind of like talk like, and he was kind of like Strong Bad's pet slash pal slash get her into troubler with her. So Strong Bad is like, even though it's called HomestarRunner.com, Homestar Runner is technically the main character, but Strong Bad was like the main character. Like you went there for Strong Bad's emails, and like that was what they updated with every week, pretty much. And there's gonna be some characters here, some alien language characters here. I don't remember what they look like. Well, at least this show is going better than yesterday's. Yesterday was such a fiasco. It's like it was going fine for like the first 5 minutes, and then my phone's, because I was filming on my phone. So I wanted to start yesterday. My thing was I started the broadcast on my laptop. So it used my laptop camera, and it was using my microphone here, and but then I added my phone as a guest. And the reason I did it through my laptop was so I could add the theme song, the opening. I could do the opening stuff, and then I added my phone to film this because because this camera was not connecting to the mount, and It's like it worked fine at first, and then all of a sudden it started echoing and being real obnoxious. And then I was like, for a minute, I was like, fine, I'll just do this in total abject silence. I don't care. And I was like, no, I don't want to. I want the show to not be repulsively unentertaining. You know what I mean? Like, not that me talking is necessarily entertaining at all, but at least it's like, my impression has been that sometimes people just like putting this guy yammering on and on in the background while they make their lunch for work tomorrow, or they fold their laundry or whatever they're doing. I don't know. Like any YouTube program I put on while I'm drawing in the background. Just so I have something to listen to, and it's usually like somebody else drawing and just talking about drawing. Oh, whatever. But anyway, just like, just having no sound is like not doing. It's like I don't know. It's like, why bother? So I kept periodically trying to fix it. And then eventually I kind of got something worked out. And then it was kind of fine. I feel like, I forget what was going on, but I feel like stuff kind of kept being not quite right because it was a different setup than usual. But one thing I kind of liked was that I had the camera on my face as well as my art simultaneously, which was kind of cool. Here, I wonder. Maybe I'll add myself as a guest. Though if it starts shrieking with an echo again, and I can't stop it, I'm putting the kibosh on that. Let's see though. Let's see if I can do that again, because I thought that was kind of cool. Oh, and then my phone died right as I finished drawing the page. Let's see. Whoa, what did I do here? That's not my phone, that's something else. My finger slipped and I clicked on something. Just trying to figure out how to get the arrangement set. Okay. Hey, there he is. I said mute. See, that's what I don't get. Allegedly, it's muted. Oh, yeah. Because my phone's audio is going. But I can turn the phone audio down very much, but not all the way while it's broadcasting. I don't know, but here, let me do this setup. No. No. Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of nice. I don't know who needs to see my face while I'm doing this. It's kind of neat. I don't know. Leave me alone. I've got a face for TV. What can I say? Also, it's way farther away than it was yesterday. I don't know. So here's the king of Montana. Not that Montana. Some sort of other Montana that you've never heard of before. You know what else is nice, though, about occupying my phone that way? Is that I don't screw around on my phone. I don't like... Oh, wait, let me Google this real quick. Let me show you homestarrunner.com. Because I kept wanting to do that yesterday. I was like, my phone's occupied. Can't do it. Because of that undiagnosed ADD I was talking about earlier. I don't know if I'm not so sure I have ADD, but I do. It's just my mind wanders. That's all. While I'm supposed to be thinking about this and that, I start thinking about that and the other thing. This girl I know, she always says this, that, and the third, which I think is kind of cute. I've never heard that before. Like this, that, and the other. And she says this, that, and the third. Oh, I'm not on camera? I mean, that is, my drawing isn't on camera. If you ever see me not drawing on camera, do me a favor and punch me in the gut. I can hear a little echo when I talk loud. Because, like I said, the phone doesn't... While it's in the broadcast, it doesn't let you turn it down all the way. I sent out a bunch of bills today. I did my laundry last night. Probably gonna vacuum after this broadcast. This room in particular needs a vacuuming like bad. Especially the underside back of this desk. Dude, there's some sinful stuff happening in that corner of the room. Like where the carpet meets the wall. It's pretty skanky. It's just like pencil shavings and like crumbs or something. I don't know, but it's like it's so long overdue that it's just like extra gnarly. It's nothing like really insidious. It's just overdue. Look! Nathali noodles. Is it Nathali? She says, hello. Hi. Oh, look. Your picture's there. I didn't notice it before I clicked on it. Good to have you. I'm drawing my comic Bonehead. Which I chip away at every day. It is pronounced Natalie. Okay. Let me see. And then noodles like pasta. Where are you from? I wonder. I get people from the craziest places. Virginia. I am in Chicago, Illinois. Chicago-ish. And you're another Twitch person. See, I started this on YouTube. I was on only YouTube for months and months and months. And I get some people from YouTube, but ever since I started dual streaming to Twitch, I find new people jumping in here all the time. Oh, you say, planning to do a travel nurse assignment in Chicago with your best friend in a few months. Ooh. Do you like living there? I do. It's the only home I know. But it's all right. the winter never seems to go away. It was warming up, and then it got cold again. Then it started to warm up, and then this morning there was like solid snow on the ground, like a nice blanket of snow on the ground. But when I went out a few hours later, it was all gone. There's still kind of a wintry chill out there. But that's my only grievance about Chicago. Or Illinois, I should say. We were up to like 60 degrees, and then it went back down to like 30. I was telling somebody Chicago winters are like Chucky at the end of the movie. Like, it keeps popping up one last time to like scare you one last time. Comes back from the dead. So do you do any drawing, Natalie? Okay, just making sure I am drawing on the screen. Ooh, do you stream or do you just watch streams? I should be doing a shadow here because there's some depth to this part because it sticks out. You work part-time in graphic design for your sister's business. So lately that's where all your artistic thoughts go. But I love watercolor and oil painting. Oh, that's so cool. My mom does oil painting. It's been a little intimidating for me to mess with. Well, I have done a little bit of it. But yeah, my mom taught herself oil painting by watching Bob Ross and like reading a bunch of Bob Ross books. But she got pretty decent at it, more or less teaching herself. And I do a little bit of watercolor here and there, mostly, if I'm doing any painting. Yeah, I've never actually watched his show, The Joy of Painting. Happy little tree. I don't even think my mom knew who he was before. I think my dad he found a channel years ago that was like showing reruns of it, and he just started recording them for her because she was thinking about getting into painting. And I don't know, she really fell in love with it, and then she bought all these like how to paint books by Bob Ross. So this is just my hobby. I squeeze this in the corners of my life, but I try to make time for drawing every day and for working on my comic every day. I try to get a broadcast in every day, actually, but yeah, otherwise I just have a non-remarkable day job. So the comic, Bonehead is this. I put away the older pages, but Bonehead's this little bucktooth skeleton guy. He's the main character, the title character, and I should grab got the front and back cover here. So I've inked the whole book on YouTube so far. My YouTube channel is the same as the Twitch channel, Wrangelshank. So here's Bonehead, and he's kind of a goof off that works at this poison factory, and he decides one day he's gonna start getting his life together. He's gonna go for a promotion and gonna ask his girlfriend to marry him. And then he finds out that the poison factory is closing its doors forever, and it's gonna mess up all his plans. And so he finds out about this top secret project that his bosses have been working on that's going to result in them closing down the factory, and he steals it, but it gets him launched into this big sci-fi interplanetary fiasco. And here's him with his two bosses, Denton Crux and Mr. Shivers, who wears this smiling face mask. And then this is like his buddy Mort, and there's this alien that is on this current page that I'm working on, wherever the current one is. There. This little alien Billy TV, and then there's Bonehead's girlfriend Petunia. She's this little ghost girl, and they live in this city called Necropolis. But right now, he's on this other planet called Montana. Thank you. So I went. Oh! I should say, if you want to see something finished with Bonehead, I did make it's like a 16-minute cartoon. It's on my YouTube channel. I animated this 16-minute cartoon a couple years ago, and I do all the voices. I drew all of it, and it was kind of a big, unwieldy, laborious project. But yeah, there's this cartoon, and it's on my YouTube channel, Wrangelshank. It's just called Bonehead Pilot. It was like when I turned, so I'm 34 now, but when I turned 30, I was like, man, I went to art school, I did this and that, I always wanted to make comics, and I always wanted to make cartoons, and here I am, having nothing to show. When am I going to do this? And I was kind of having this, like, kind of existential crisis. when I turned 30. I was like, well, I gotta start making these projects. Whether or not anything becomes of them, I just gotta make stuff. So I decided I was gonna just do a big project, and I made that cartoon. And there's this comic artist named Jake Parker, who I'd heard him say, about projects. He's like, he says he just wants them to be finished, not perfect. And just get them made, basically. And that was kind of the mentality I started approaching my projects with. It helped, at least. So I made that cartoon, and now this is my. The idea was that animation would take me a year, and it took me kind of closer to 2 years. And then this, I've been working on for I want to say probably about a year as well already, but I've still got plenty of inking to do, and the whole book is drawn, though I have to redo some of the end because there's some glaring continuity error in it as it is. But I've penciled the whole book. I still have about 100 pages to ink, and then I gotta scan them in, color them, letter it, and I don't know what happens after that, but I'm figuring it out as I go. Oh, sorry, I'm not looking. You said you're having one of those now at 28, hence the traveling job. Oh yeah, because you're coming here. Have you always made comics? What age did you start? Thank you. I kind of first got into. I first got interested in comics at all when I was in middle school, and I found out about Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, the guy who did Invader Zim, who created Invader Zim. He has a comic called Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, and I found out about that, and I really loved his art style, and was really that was like all the comics I read, really. And then he also has this one that's in color called I Feel Sick that I really loved. And he's got another one called Squee, and these are all characters, or those are all about characters from Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. He's got other stuff that he's done too, but and then so I would make every once in a while I would make comics in high school. I think I started a comic in middle school. Yeah. No. My freshman year. And it just kind of petered out. And then I would make little one-off comics for my friends in high school. And when I was in art school, I made this little 24-page book. No, that's a Mike Mignola comic. I'm not Mike Mignola. Here it is. I made this little 24-page comic called My Neighbor is a Psychopath. It was about this kid that moves to a new town, and he meets his neighbor. They live next door to each other on top of this hill. This kind of It's so hard for me to look at because nothing is on model. It's all just they change shape from like panel to panel. But so this kid moves to a new town, and then his neighbor wants to be friends with him, and so he kind of hangs out with the neighbor. And the idea was that the neighbor is such an outcast that before he's even before the kid that moved to town, Tom, has even had a chance of making any friends, he's kind of an outcast by association. So they're kind of like, so the only person that'll be his friend is this outcast, Sid, and they're kind of like stuck as friends. It's kind of the jumping off point of that. But it was also supposed to be that there's all this weird stuff going on in the town. These unexplained, mysterious things happening in the town. And they've only got each other. Well, I had restarted a comic with that. I got about 50 pages in. I basically drew the first act of the whole thing in, what do you call it? What program? It's Manga Studio, which is now Clip Studio Paint. So maybe someday I'll get back to that one. I might even redraw what I have of that one. I don't know, but it looked much better than that little thing I had printed out years ago, about 10, 11 years ago. But this is going to be my first like big finished comic. Oh, I didn't realize I still had that pulled up. And after I finish this, whenever that's going to be, I'm just going to move on to the next story. That might be the next story I tell, is My Neighbor is a Psychopath, which is I've changed to be called Moon Valley, possibly. That's what I called it in the second version I started. Oh, I'm always doing that, drawing off camera. I'm bringing this down a little more too. Now, I was always trying to figure out what I wanted to do with art, like how I was going to make a living out of it. And I was trying to get all these art jobs, and it just never seemed to work out. I did caricatures for a little while at Six Flags Great America, and that paid nothing. And I was driving 2 hours to get there. That was insane. I was teaching animation to kids, which was a lot more rewarding, for about a year and a half. And then I stopped getting calls from that person. I wonder if I was terrible. No, I think there was just a lot of miscommunication between my boss and I. Like, mostly on her part. I think she couldn't understand where there was a. She was a complicated person, but nice woman, but a complicated person. But that job was so stressful to me anyway. Like I liked working with kids, but kids are so hard to teach. My current job doesn't involve art. In fact, I'm in retail. But I realized, like, I was kind of over chasing art jobs personally, because I was realizing, like, they weren't very fulfilling for me, in that I wasn't doing what I really wanted to do, which was like draw my own stuff and do my own, like, work on my own characters and stuff. And it was just like a weird conclusion that I never saw myself coming to, which kind of made me, like, once I stopped looking for art jobs and started just doing this stuff, I swear I'm way more fulfilled in art now that I'm just doing what I want to do on the side. I mean, if you can get a job that you like to do in art that pays, you should hang on to that. But, like, I was having such a hard time, but I like finding carving an art career for myself that seemed worth doing. It was seeming like I was kind of relieved when that, as much as I liked the teaching job that I had, I was kind of relieved when I stopped getting called back all of a sudden. I think she moved to Korea, my boss, to take care of her father. I think might be what happened there. I'm not sure. But because she was flying out there a lot before that. But when I stopped hearing back from her, it was kind of a relief, because I was making up these curriculums and teaching these kids, but it was like, then I would get like a a 13-year-old kid, and it was like young kids I was trying to teach how to animate. So I would start with like super simple stuff, like animating a ball, like making a circle. I'd have them make a ball, and then move it through a maze template, and then stuff like that. And then I'd have them like draw pictures, and then we would scan them and then cut them out, and then I would just have them like draw cars and stuff and draw streets, and then we would take like cut out the car in Photoshop and then have it animate down a street or whatever. And stuff like that. But then I'd get like a 13-year-old who's like kind of knew what he wanted to do with animation, and like he wanted to like just make characters talk and run around and stuff, and it was like we like wanted to do everything right out of the gate without knowing how to do any of it. And I try to get them there as like quickly as possible, but I don't know. I remember one like 13-year-old in particular that I had was just, it was so hard to like get him to even get him to do anything, that it was like he would always like be like trying to do anything but what the project we started, or even the project that he would want to work on, allegedly. It was very fun, but it was not like I don't think I'm a natural teacher. I get so it was just I was not in my element. I mean, I adapted to it, but I just felt so uncomfortable half the time. Like when I had to like tell parents like what I was teaching them or anything like that, I felt like a fraud. Like even though I like when I was like dealing with the students one-on-one, I didn't feel like a fraud. But like, or like justifying what I don't know. I just felt like I had no right to be teaching or something the whole time. And even when I was doing caricatures at Six Flags, it was like I just felt like the worst one out of everyone that I worked with. I felt like the least qualified there. And it was just like I just felt uncomfortable the whole time, partly. And whether or not that was actually the case, though it may have been, I don't know. There's something I was just always uncomfortable. And I could, like, as I kept applying for jobs, I just kind of kept feeling like I'll never be comfortable doing these jobs that I'm applying for, I think. And on top of that, it's like they're all not really what I want to be doing anyway. Because what I want to be doing is this kind of stuff. So I was like, why am I stressing myself out for stuff that isn't even what I really want to do? And I was like, maybe if I just do this stuff in my free time and take it more seriously, take the stuff I'm passionate about more seriously, and treat it like a full-time job, maybe something will come of it. And even if I just get to make these projects, at this point, I'm just happy that I'm making this stuff that's been in my head for ever. Okay. Let me see. So you're a nurse, you said? Do you travel a lot already? I think somebody else was just telling me about their girlfriend that travels as a nurse a lot. It sounded like I could be misremembering that they were also a nurse, but it's that sounds interesting to me. That if they were, it sounded like they travel a lot and they go to all kinds of crazy places. Which I didn't realize any nursing job would travel that much. But I guess it's a thing. You've only done local assignments so far. Okay. So what'll bring you to Chicago, if I may ask? Like something specific, or is it just like something you opted for to just go abroad a little bit? I don't think I want to travel out of state regularly. Basically get to choose their 13-week stints. Okay. Yeah, because the person that I was hearing about, it sounded like she would like travel a lot, but she would go to Hawaii and I don't know, like other fun places to go, and then would get like these little vacations all the time out of it, like on top of her work. Would kind of get to like hang out on the beach and stuff, and but it's like, yeah, but you're never home. Oh, there's a dialysis assignment there, and the pay looks really well. Cool. So how long have you been doing nursing? And you do graphic design on the side for your sister. That's cool. I have two sisters that work in graphic design. Well, one, I think her job started as graphic design, and now it's kind of like veered into other stuff at the same company. But and then my other sister, she like helps design coins for the Bradford group. Which is pretty cool. It almost seems like so abstract to me that that's what she does. Like, that doesn't even seem like it could be a real job. And then I saw her like sketchbook one time, and she has all these like specific coin design things. I was like, wow, you actually do that. It just like added a little bit of realism to it. And she's like, oh, those are just doodles. I'm like, yeah, but they're all like technical and stuff. Yeah, like, I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know. Yeah, abstract is a good word for it. It seems like not a job you know someone doing. I don't know. And both of them for a little while worked at a company where they designed flags and stuff. And then I think they also made like the brochures for the company, like different kinds of banners and stuff like that. They did that for a while. Kinda. I'm the oldest of 7, and my dad paints houses, not artistically or anything, but he paints houses. And my mom has always been an artist. She always liked to draw, and like I said, she likes to do like landscape paintings. And I think she's trying to get into portraits now, but I haven't seen any of her portraits. I think she's been trying to lean into that for the past few months. Yeah. We're Latter-day Saints? No, Catholic. My brothers, none of them draw. My youngest sister doesn't really draw very much, though not that long ago she was making stuff out of stained glass. Like she was just soldering and like breaking up glass and making stuff out of it. And none of my brothers really draw or anything, but they all like dabble in music. They're all like, none of them are like, none of them ever took lessons on any instruments or anything, but two of them have kind of taught themselves keyboard, and my one brother Liam he had gotten a drum set one year and taught himself the drums pretty well, and now they all like dabble in like digital programs and make music all the time. Yeah, 7 is a lot. Like it. I always say Christmas was like amazing though. It was like you'd wake up Christmas morning and go down to the tree, and it was like a sea of presents. And now my two brothers, Mike and Jimmy, they each have 3 kids, and so we'll go to my parents' house, and it's even more bonkers because there's presents for us under the tree, and then there's presents for all like their kids under the tree. And get this, so my mom is number 3 in a family with 7 kids. My dad is number 6? No, I'm sorry, number 5 out of 6 kids. But then when his dad died, my grandfather died, when he was 11, his mom remarried a man who had 7 kids. So I think it was only a year or 2, but there were 13 kids living in that house for a while. Okay. Gotta go make dinner. Good talking to you too. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for checking it out. Natalie, everybody. Oh, I just realized my phone isn't on there anymore. It kicked it out or something. Yeah, when I look, it says something went wrong. That's okay. I don't need that on there. Natalie Noodles is following me on Twitch. Thank you very much. New friends. So, what else is going on in this life of mine? I am inventing a new kind of fuel. It's going to be a real game changer. No, that's not true. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself this week while my roommates are off to Israel. They're getting on a plane in like 2 hours, I think. They left here about 2 hours ago. And I'm just going to be all lonesome. No, I'm probably going to make some dinner myself, vacuum this filthy room, like I was saying, and then do more sketchbook drawings. Let's see if I can. I don't know. I was trying to make it brighter, but the light's right in my eyes already, as it is. And it looks like the sun is shining on this page with my naked eye, but when I look at the screen, it doesn't look that white hot. I think the camera subtracts 40 degrees. Oh. What to talk about? I could talk about so I was saying I enrolled in that Harvard Justice course, the free one. Like, so yeah, earlier I was saying that Harvard has all these like free online courses that you can take, or you can opt to get do the certificate version of it, which will let you take the graded assignments and the graded exams, and you get a certificate, and it's like $200 per course or whatever. But you can take a free one, which just doesn't have the graded assignments, and you can read the material and listen to the lectures, and that's it, really. You take little quizzes, but it's inconsequential. Sure. Like I took a quiz today that was 3 questions, and I only got 1 right. But it's the materials for Harvard Justice Club course. And there's 25 lectures. I did 2 of them today. I watched 2 of them today, and then did the reading associated with them. But and like I was saying earlier, all I needed was my name, my email, then to make a username for it, and I was in. So it's nothing, you don't got to jump through any hoops or like it even asks you, like, do you plan on completing the whole course, or like it has you do like a little survey if you like. And it's just like, how far do you plan on going with this course? Like, do you plan on cutting and running? And I just put, I don't know, maybe. And like, not sure yet, or something like that. And so it's like, it's not consequential, like if you just walk away from it. But I was like, I'd like a little bit of a Harvard education in me. That'd be cool. And I was also saying that I had seen the first 5 lectures from this series on YouTube before. Like, they had the first 5 posted to the public on YouTube. And so the ones I watched today I've seen before anyway. But yeah, and the one today, it was talking about the trolley, the runaway trolley dilemma, where it's like you have, like, you're driving this trolley and the brakes are out, and you're barreling toward these 5 workers who are certainly going to die if you don't stop. But then you see that there's a fork up ahead where you could turn right, and if you do, there's one worker on that patch of road of track that he will surely die if you turn it, but you'll be sparing the life of the 5 other workers. And maybe killing the one to spare the 5 is the greater good. Now, is that the right thing to do? Perhaps. Because it's the least lives taken. But aren't you also putting this one life, aren't you putting his life in danger where he wasn't in danger before? And is that moral? And then it's like, I don't know, it just, in the courses, it just kind of makes you like question what is moral, and then he'll like pit it against similar scenarios, but in a slightly different light, and you're like, wait, now I don't know that my decision before was moral if it doesn't translate to being moral in this situation. You know what I mean? It's like you're making the same decision in another scenario, but suddenly that same decision in the other scenario, it doesn't work anymore. It's like he keeps breaking it. So anyway, like there was, he goes, okay, well, in this scenario, how about the trolley is going to kill these 5 people on the track, and okay, there isn't that fork anymore with the one that you could sacrifice him to spare the 5, but now instead you're barreling toward the 5 and you realize that there's a person that you're looking down from a bridge, right, at this transpiring, and then you realize there's a heavy person standing next to you that you could push him overboard, and he's bigger than you, let's say, and he's big enough where he would actually stop the trolley, and you'd be, again, sacrificing one life for the sake of the 5. Now, is that moral? Well, that sounds less moral than the first scenario, because this guy wasn't even on the track. This guy didn't even have a chance of being involved in the wreckage. Or like he had no reason to be involved in the wreckage one way or another to even anticipate it, and then here you are throwing him down onto it. So is it moral still to sacrifice the one for the 5? Just throw a random person in front of the trolley. And then it suggests, well, maybe you realize that this heavy person next to you is the one that cut the brakes on the trolley. Now is it moral? Perhaps, right? Now you have a compelling argument to throw this person in front of the trolley, and you'd save the 5 workers who he was going to kill, who he was intending to kill. And there's another scenario in the second lecture where this is like a real life scenario that happened. I forget when it was, like the 1900s, early 1900s or something, or late 1800s. There were 4 men on a ship, and it's compromised somehow. It's sinking, but they escape onto a lifeboat, these four men, the captain, and they've got the cabin boy and like two other men, I don't know. And all they have for provisions on this lifeboat, they're like lost at sea. And all they have for provisions are 2 cans of turnips. And I think it was 3 days they waited to open the first can before they could wait no longer and needed something to eat. And then after that, some time passed, and they're starving. So they catch a sea turtle, and they make a meal of that and the second can of turnips. And that lasts them a few days. They can make that last a few days. And then they're out of food. They're simply out of food. And at this point, the cabin boy has gotten sick from drinking seawater. And after a while, it's becoming clear that he is very likely going to die soon. So these 3 starving men are looking at him and decide if he's going to die anyway, maybe they should just take his life and eat him to survive, because days have passed with all their food gone. And they end up jabbing a penknife into his throat and killing him and eating him. And then right after, it was like a couple days later, they're rescued. And they're thrown into prison for killing and eating their mate. Said murder is murder. You go to prison. Well, where should they have gone to prison? Were they justified in killing and eating him? Where I landed on that one was, if these 3 other men were in better shape than this cabin boy, like they weren't on they were all not faring well because they were starving, days starving, maybe delirious even. So, factor that in potentially. But these men were clearly in better shape. They weren't sick on top of being starving. Like, this boy was starving and like gravely ill and my thought was they should have allowed, if this boy was going to die, they should have allowed him to die on his own. And once he died, maybe resort to eating him. And by then, maybe they would have been rescued. They eventually got rescued. But my thinking is, like, they themselves were sure to fare longer than the boy who's sick and starving. So it seems to me they could have easily waited out his death, his natural death, before they resorted to murdering him. And everyone in the video was talking about, like, well, consent. But I even think that a person's consent doesn't make a decision moral. I don't think a person's consent makes another person's actions moral, personally. So I don't. It might help you sleep at night, but I don't know. I don't. Because I think wrong is wrong, right is right. So I personally believe, like, wrong is wrong even if everyone is doing it. Right is right even if no one is doing it. Right? I believe that's a G.K. Chesterton quote. And I really believe that to be true. Like, even if mankind never lands on the correct answer of what is moral or right, I think there are truth values to right and wrong, and truth values to beauty and goodness. Whether or not we ever settle them in humanity, I think there are truth values like that transcend humanity. I don't know. Not to get too heady. But I think, to put it simply, I think what's right is right, even if no one's doing it. What's wrong is wrong, even if everyone's doing it. So I don't buy consent as a moral a moral ground for doing something. Were my thoughts on that. So if that cabin boy said, yes, you may eat me, you may murder me and eat me for the greater good, I don't think you should act on that anyhow. Honestly, I think eating the boy in any case, I think, is ghoulish and terrible to, even in dire circumstances, land on. If I was going on 3 weeks of starvation, lost at sea, hopeless, I don't know what I would do, but I'm just saying, I certainly don't think that him telling me, I forget exactly how I was going to end this sentence, but I'll end it this way. That I'll say that part again is that him telling me that it's okay to eat him. I don't think that makes it okay, even if that's what I end up doing. I don't think that makes it moral. And should they have gone to jail, I guess, is the actual question at hand. I don't know. I think jail is a kind of a harsh reaction to a harsh reality that they were put in. I don't think they should go to jail, but I don't think it was the right thing to do. I think murder is murder, as some people were saying. But I don't necessarily believe that they should have been jailed for their actions in this scenario. Why does it look so dim if the light is directly on? So Denton Crux, he has this like skull and crossbones kind of thing going. I feel like I've been saying this a lot lately. My jumping off point when I was designing his character years ago. Sorry, I'm trying to get it to focus. Oh yeah, I forgot my jacked up camera situation. My kind of jumping off point for designing this character was I knew he was the founder of the poison company, and so I figured he would be like the Gerber baby of. In fact, that was how he popped into my head. Was he was the Gerber baby of poison, and so as he grew up, he wanted to be recognized as, the the big shot poison guy. So he wore this crossbones bow tie. For the recognition. Not that that's necessarily the case in this story, but that was kind of what I was thinking when I made him up and designed him. Oh, I'm tired. This little rubber ducky hair. It's a swan. Okay. So yeah, I spent my day. I cooked bacon and eggs. I read some Flatland. I listened to some lectures about justice. I drew in my sketchbook. Did I say bacon and eggs? I just made eggs and toast. What else? I listened to some podcasts. I mean, I guess they were it was mostly YouTube videos of guy drawing and talking, shooting the breeze while he was drawing, kind of like I'm doing. And then said goodbye to my roommates. Went on a trip. Oh, my mom invited me to a salmon dinner tonight. I don't think I'm going to make it. I think they probably ate already. Well, I don't know. It's not as late as I thought it was, but I don't think I'm going to. Besides, I have salmon right here that I need to cook and eat before it goes bad. I did a streamed mass because I try to do a mass every day. Oh, I paid some bills. After this, I'm going to cook some food, vacuum this room, and what else? I don't know, draw in my sketchbook, probably watch some Netflix or something. And then I'm gonna crash. Oh, I'm tired though. I'm already tired. Yesterday, I listened to a podcast with Sam Harris and Ricky Gervais that they do called Absolutely Mental, which I was like, I don't know why I want to listen to this because it's probably just going to be two atheists talking about being atheists. And I'm sure to some extent it probably ends up being that here and there. But it was pretty interesting. They were talking about dreams and they were talking about comedy in the first episode. It was pretty entertaining. I actually like Ricky Gervais a good bit. But I know he gets kind of like, I don't know. He's not always my taste. One thing that bummed me out was, remember that speech he gave at the Golden Globes in 2020? Where he was like, he was like roasting Hollywood. Like, I heard him talking about how that was all scripted and rehearsed, and everybody like everyone at the Golden Globes like knew the material and reviewed the material, and it was all planned. That bummed me out. Here I was thinking he was this renegade dude, like just like putting his career on the line, and nope. Of course not. That bummed me out. That bummed me out. I thought he was a man for a second. I thought he was being. I thought he was standing for something. but it was just acting. Can you believe that? I really believed that. Okay. Anyway, this is being page 134. It's probably closer to page 155 or something, but 154 or 134, sorry, of Bonehead. Now let's see if I can finagle this camera. Oh, oh, oh. Let's see. I don't know, man. This is the second one of these cameras that I've gotten. So I had a Nexigo, which was not a brand I'd heard of, and then I used that for like 8 months with no problems, and then the wire frayed on me, and then so I got a Logitech, which is the one I originally meant to get when I got that one, and it right away the part that screws into the mount popped out, and I had it replaced the next day with this one, same camera. Same thing happened after the second use. The other one was like maybe the third or fourth use. And that ain't good. So I got to get this one replaced. But Amazon is dragging its feet on letting me return it, but I think it will soon. But I might be rigging it funky for a couple days before I send it back. I don't know. We're making it work in spite of itself. All right. I'm going to get out of here and make something to eat. Bye, everybody. I love you. And I want you to love me too. So just give me candy, presents, kisses, a pet, maybe an iguana.